What a rowdy crowd. Hold on. We still have, here. This is gonna work. Oh, it's the wrong way. Wait a minute. Did Madonna have this problem? Okay. How are we? Okay. Welcome. Good morning. Welcome to UU Catskills. I am Cattabiani, the music director and member of the UU Catskills Worship Committee. My pronouns are she and her. Welcome, friends, guests, members, to our service, and thank you for joining us this morning. If you are new and watching on Zoom and would like to be added to the mailing list, you're invited to type your name and your email into the chat box. And if you're new and here in person in the sanctuary, you're invited to stand and introduce yourself if you want to. The first time I came, I didn't let anybody know. Okay. Anybody?
I want to introduce myself. Hello everyone, my name is Isabel.
Isabel.
Originally from Puerto Rico, but I have been living in the Hudson Valley since 2016. And this is my family, Rio and Apiel.
Welcome.
Gracias.
Okay, welcome all, old and new. Boy, how did Madonna do this? Okay. Yeah. All ages are welcome here. Should you need to move about freely, there's a room across the hall where you can wiggle, and the service is piped into there so you won't miss a thing. Whether on Zoom or here in the sanctuary, welcome all. And then after the service, don't run away. Those of you on Zoom can connect with your friends in a breakout room. And those of you here in the sanctuary can stay for our social hour. Please feel free to contribute $1 or $2 to cover the cost of the cookies and tea. Special thanks to our Zoom host, Jesse Carell, and our sanctuary technician, Bruce Wilde. Okay, for today's announcements. Now be sure to read you can read the weekly update and the newsletter to get all sorts of information. Number 1, due to unforeseen circumstances, UU 101 in its normal format will not be held today. There will be no regular UU 101 Zoom. But if you were planning to attend today and you're here, see Mary Evans, and she's going to give an abbreviated session. We have a special treat today, these red geraniums. It was almost 2 years ago that Jonathan Sellers passed, and these are from his in-laws, who are Lutherans, but Vic and I decided they are interfaith geraniums. And Mark has a special announcement for us.
Is this working?
Yep.
Good morning, everyone. So you heard it last week. You're going to hear it probably for the next 2 or 3 weeks to make this announcement. But Matsiko World Orphan Children's Choir is again coming to Kingston, and they will be here from August 5th until August 9th. And we, the UUCC, are going to be hosting them here in the sanctuary. So they'll be staying here. So you'll be surprised if you come in during the week because they will probably be busy practicing and all of that. We're looking for homes if anybody has any space in their homes, and I will say that these kids will sleep anywhere. They sleep on pews, a lot of places that they go. I'm sure that, and they do have mats and everything, but we're looking for homes. If you can put 3 or 4 children in your home, it would be great. They are in the upper teen years, so they're not young kids, and there's usually a chaperone with them. So. And you can talk to me more about that, if you think it's too arduous or whatever, and I can at least let you know what is entailed. The other way you can contribute, and that's not the only way, so if you can't do that, food donations would be very appreciated. We're hoping to put on a potluck here the first night that they come in, and perhaps the night that they perform here, which they will be doing, I think actually on Tuesday now, the 6th, that we are hoping to do maybe pizza night, one of those nights through social action. And if you can't do any of those things, please come to the performance, because it is totally uplifting. These kids come from some of the worst environments you can imagine, and their exuberance and joy will definitely lift your spirit, which I think we probably all need at this particular time. If you're interested, contact myself. I am in the weekly update if you get that. If not, just see me after the service here. Also, you can contact my wife, Karen. She's going to be in charge of kind of coordinating food during that time. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Mark. So, welcome to UU Catskills. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your life's journey, you are welcome here. Unitarian Universalism is a liberal religious faith that carries no creed and welcomes all seekers. At UU Catskills, we affirm that Black Lives Matter. We're a welcoming and affirming congregation for members of the LGBTQ+ community. We are a congregation affiliate of the Ulster Immigrant Defense Network, and we are active voices in the effort to address climate change. At UU Catskills, we gratefully acknowledge that the Native people, the Lenni Lenape, on whose ancestral homelands we gather. So turn off your phones, put aside your concerns, and as we light our chalice, the words are in your order of service. Penelope, would you like to come help me? Okay. You know this is done, right? There we go. Okay, we light this chalice in grateful, loving community. Even in the darkest of times, its flame might pass. Justice and hope. Okay. Thank you, Penelope. So the first piece of music in Handel's Messiah is a lyrical recitative for tenor. Comfort ye, comfort ye, my people, saith your God. The text is from the book of Isaiah. It is a message of relief, which points to a coming of a Savior who will intervene and deliver the people from bondage. Now, it may not be what you believe, but why let a little bit of liturgy get in the way of a savory piece of music, I say? Comfort ye. I am sure that I am not the only one who has sung that passage to herself when times were trying. Comfort is what religions offer. Life is hard. The world often seems unfair. There are crazy, inexplicable things going on in the world, and death is a terrifying prospect unless one is convinced that there is something better than life on earth. A heaven for some, a reincarnation to another, a comforting belief there's someone in charge who basically is looking after us and makes sure that things will turn out in the end. There's even a Reformed church in Kingston called Church of the Comforter. So today, please join me as we enter into a time of quiet, music, and story in pursuit of comfort. Welcome to the UU Congregation of the Comforter. So let us say our unison affirmation together. It's in your order of service. May we be reminded here of our highest aspirations and inspired to bring our gifts of love to all living beings. May we know once again that we are not isolated, but connected in wonder and joy to mystery and miracle in the universe, in this community, and in each other. Okay, the first song, if you're familiar with it, can be hypnotic. And both Carol and I had a childhood in which we sang it all the time. So if you find it unfamiliar, just relax. This whole service, if you don't want to sing, you don't have to. And if you do, please do. So the song is Dona Nobis Pacem, page 388. Those of you who don't have it deep in your brain. The congregation is smaller than usual, so let's just keep it with two groups. We're going to sing it once together, and then I will start. Okay. Okay, you want to rise? If you want. Dona nobis pacem, pacem. Dona nobis 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 pacem, pacem. Dona nobis 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 pacem, pacem. Dona nobis 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 pacem. Wow. If Unitarian Universalism had angels, you would be it. That was fantastic. Not for children only. Would the youngsters come up? And I'm going to read a book called The Rabbit Listened. Does anybody, do you know this one? You had a, I love this book. Okay, Penelope, would you like to join me? And would you like to come up? You don't have to. Okay, you're going to help me because it has beautiful illustrations. And do you want to? Isn't it a great book? Okay. I'm standing so people can see us. Is that okay? You don't need to sit down, do you? You don't. All right. One day, Taylor decided to build something. And we had this little floppy-haired kid taking blocks out of a box. Now, I'm not going to show you all the illustrations because Penelope's going to help me here. Something new, something special, something amazing. Taylor was so proud. What has Taylor built? A castle.
Of some sort.
Yeah. Penelope says a castle of some sort. You see, it's magnificent. And then, out of nowhere, boom! And this one you can probably all see. It's destroyed, yes. Things came crashing down. Poor Penelope. Oh, I'm sorry, Taylor. Ooh, sorry about that. Okay, things came crashing down. Very, very sad Taylor there. Sorry. The chicken was the first to arrive. There's the chicken. Not the first one. No. Oh. Oh. She's actually just checking on me. She's keeping me honest here. Okay. Cluck, 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 cluck. What a shame. I'm so sorry this happened. Let's talk about it. Cluck, cluck, cluck. You know it. When things go wrong, there's always somebody who wants to talk about it, right? It's the chicken. But Taylor didn't feel like talking, so the chicken left. Next came the bear. Rawr! How horrible! I bet you feel so angry. Let's shout about it. Rawr! But Taylor didn't feel like shouting, so the bear left. That's one scary bear. That's a very good question.
Why does the bear is screaming at him if he wasn't the one who knocked down the tower?
Great question. Yeah, they will do that, yes. And the bears among us will do that, yes. Well, the elephant knew just what to do. Ah, Trumpadong, I can fix this. We just need to remember exactly where everything was. But Taylor didn't feel like remembering, so the elephant also left. And I love this because there's a giant elephant trying to fix these tiny little blocks. And one by one they came. The hyena, ha ha ha, let's laugh about it. The ostrich, gulp, let's hide and pretend nothing happened. The kangaroo, what a mess. Let's throw it all away. And you can see the little roo is trying to stick the blocks in the mama's pocket. And then the snake said, do you want to be the snake? Yes, let's go knock someone else's.
Oh boy.
But Taylor didn't feel like doing anything with anybody. And so eventually they all left. And Taylor was alone. And in the quiet, Taylor didn't even notice the rabbit. But it moved closer and closer. And Taylor could feel its warm body. And in the picture, the rabbit is just sitting there with eyes closed and just leaning up against Taylor. And together they sat in silence until Taylor said, would you like to be Taylor?
Sure.
Right here.
Please stay with me.
And the rabbit listened. The rabbit listened as Taylor talked. And the rabbit listened as Taylor shouted. And the rabbit listened as Taylor remembered and laughed. And the rabbit listened to Taylor's plans to hide, like the ostrich, to throw everything away, like, what was the animal that wanted? And to ruin things for everybody else. That was the snake, right? And through it all, the rabbit never left. This is a beautiful illustration. Taylor standing there with the block, and the rabbit is just leaning up against Taylor. And when the time was right, the rabbit listened to Taylor's plan to build again.
I can't wait.
I can't wait, Taylor said. Yep, it is gonna be amazing. And I took your line from you. I'm sorry, you can say it.
It's going to be amazing.
Yep. Look at that dream. It's even more magnificent. I think that's the end. Yep. Is it? It's a little better. It's got a. Okay, Penelope says it's the exact same one. It's still good though. Okay, we're going to sing. You can stay for the service. You can go. Yes, thank you. You can go across. So let's all sing together. If you don't know it, it's in your order of service. As you leave this friendly place, love give light to every face. May the kindness which you learn light your hearts till you return. Ah, the offering. Arg. So, our congregation is sustained by your generous gifts, and there are several ways to donate to UU Catskills. You can contribute using the donate page on the website. You can mail in a check. There's the QR code in your order of service, or you could put something in the basket as it passes. This past year, we've been contributing to 7 worthy organizations with our half-plate donations. And we were able to share $669 with each of the groups. So this next year, we're going to be sharing with 8 organizations. So please give with an open heart. Okay, the music for the offertory is called Les Barricades Mystérieuses by Francois Couperin, and I would like to share a secret with you. This is one of the pieces that I turn to when I am feeling out of balance. Written in 1717, this Baroque piece was written for the harpsichord. And it's almost mathematical, like a finely woven fabric. It has 4 ever-changing, overlapping patterns and melodies. That's what it offers the listener if it's played well, and I will try. But for me, the player, the medicine is in the calming magic of the rocking of the left hand. This service was almost a service just about rocking. So, here goes. Oops, I didn't bring it with me. Oh, I know why I didn't bring it with me, because I wanted to impress you. Ready? Thank you. Thank you, Don, and thank you, everybody, for your generosity. Comfort ye. Okay, where do you find comfort? Not necessarily like me in a piece by Francois Couperin. There are the obvious places. In your warm pajamas, a cool drink on a hot day, air conditioning, the sound of windshield wipers, the purr of a cat. And if you watch British procedurals, as I do, you'll notice they always offer a cup of tea when one needs consoling. And although the homily is mostly about music, there is one thing I did want to touch on, and that is the hug. As infants, touch, the soothing caress, was our earliest, most fundamental language of social communication, something many of us missed during the depths of COVID, the comfort of someone else's touch. However, in the 1950s and the 60s, child experts admonished parents not to cuddle, a harmful indulgence which would make your children grow up weak and dependent, and besides, it was unsanitary. Yet, there is a well-known case of twin girls born 12 weeks prematurely in Massachusetts. They weighed only 2 pounds each. One of them was not expected to survive. At 3 weeks old, she was critical. Her heart rate was soaring, her oxygen level was dropping, and she was turning blue, and they were about to lose her. So one very wise nurse decided to put the stronger twin next to her sister in the same incubator. The standard practice in the US at that time was to place twin babies in separate incubators to reduce the risk of infection. Once the twins were together, the failing baby snuggled up to the stronger one. And when the thriving sister put her arm around the twin, and there's a famous photograph of this, the vital signs, the breathing and the heart rate of the weaker twin instantly stabilized. Without this rescuing hug, the weaker twin baby wouldn't have survived. And that hug helped change neonatal practice in the US. So I've heard it said that sound is touch at a distance. So this morning, I would like to offer a form of comfort one finds in music, sung to you, and even if you believe you can't sing, sung by you. Lullabies. Lullabies have existed since ancient times. The oldest one was found on a 4,000-year-old clay tablet in Babylon. We humans inherit them, we pass them on, we make new ones along the way. They carry traces of those who came before us and traces of us long after we're gone. Many lullabies, regardless of the meaning of the words, possess a peaceful, sometimes mournful quality. And sometimes they're the first love songs that children hear. So I'd like to sing one. Number 409, All Through the Night, or Sleep My Child. The UU hymn book lists the songs by the first line. So it's Sleep My Child in the book, but we know it as All Through the Night. This song was written in the 1700s. And over the years, it has undergone what we call the folk process, meaning that there are innumerable versions of the lyrics. The words that we're going to sing are almost the ones that you're probably familiar with, except they have been UU'd a little. I'm going to give you a brief intro. I'm not going to play it all the way through. You can stay seated. Just enjoy it. Sleep, my child, and peace attend you all through the night. I who love you shall be near you all through the night. Soft down drowsy, are creeping hill and vale in So when I was first a young mother, I was bombarded with magazines telling me how to raise my children. I learned, in case of cuts, never use a white washcloth. Use a dark washcloth. Red blood against white makes it look worse. They also advised me that when a child is distressed, to never say, there, it's all right, because obviously it isn't. Interestingly, many cradle songs don't say, there, it's all right, but reflect the singer's cultural concerns. For example, remember that early Babylonian lullaby from 4,000 years ago? The lyrics begin, little baby in a dark house, and it tells of a house god who, disturbed by the screaming of the baby, menacingly calls for the child. There's a Gaelic lullaby written in 1848 during the potato famine, which mentions the soft potatoes, the mother's situation, and her fears for her child. There's an old Russian lullaby which warns the child to stay away from the edge of the bed, or a gray wolf will jump up and drag the baby into the woods. Some lullabies express not just the singer's greatest fears, but also their hopes and their prayers. It has been found among immigrants that lullabies are a way of reestablishing home. Like their prayers and their traditional stories, migrants can carry these traditional lullabies everywhere with them. It's a way of establishing continuity when there is none. At times of difficulty, the singers, feeling powerless, can assert power in a sphere where they at least have some control and influence. In war zones and in places of trauma, singer songs often reflect their realities. These lyrics were heard at a Syrian refugee camp. "O aircraft in the sky, do not strike the children in the street. Be tender and kind to these children." In cultures round the world, not only the child, but the caregiver finds solace and relief in the soft ritual of an evening song. In the 1920s, poet Federico Garcia Lorca, while studying Spanish lullabies, noted the depth of sadness in many of them. And he conjectured that a large part of the function of the lullaby is to help the mother or the singer, whoever is singing, to vocalize their worries and concerns. In short, they also provide therapy for the singer. So are you familiar with the song, All the Pretty Little Horses? It's a classic lullaby from the American South, and it begins, "Hush-a-bye, hush-a-bye, go to sleepy little baby. When you wake, you will have cake and all the pretty little horses, black and bay, dappled and gray, coach and 6 little horses." That's all I ever learned. However, there's more to the song. It was sung by a Black caregiver who was comforting her charge with a song of promise, but then she remembers her own child neglected down in the meadow, and the part we no longer sing is, "Way down yonder, down in the meadow, there's a poor little lammy. The bees and the butterflies buzzing round her eyes. The poor little thing crawls, Mammy." Lullabies are not just for babies. Adults have their lullabies too. They have found that there is, and you all know this, a significant decrease in the anxiety and the depression in adult patients who are encouraged to sing. Music can soothe folks in memory care. Songs have been found to have restorative properties for hospice patients and their families, to ease people through the life and death transition, to sing people home. My sister told me last week of a friend whose mother was in hospice care. Nearing the end, no longer acknowledging anyone, she suddenly woke, looked her daughter in the eye, and sang, "Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so." Somewhere deep down, she recalled the childhood song of reassurance. We have our own you lullaby, our song of comfort. Can anybody think of what it is? Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's a good one, yeah. And I think some Blue Boat Home. Yes. Okay. Remember the science fiction horror film Alien? How many of you have seen it? Okay. There's a tense sequence at the end. The deadly and aggressive extraterrestrial has killed everyone on the spaceship except Ripley. She is alone, and she believes the alien is no longer on her ship. As she prepares for stasis, long-term sleep, while the spaceship takes her home, she discovers that the alien is still aboard, having wedged itself into a narrow space. As Ripley dons her spacesuit, quietly preparing for what she needs to blast the alien out into space, under her breath, she quietly sings to herself, "You are my lucky star. You are my lucky star." And that's all she sings. But that's all she never needs. That's all she needs, so she never gets further. An adult lullaby that some of you also know. Try not to get worried, try not to turn on to problems that upset you, oh. But of course, Mary Magdalene is saying, there, it's all right, which of course it isn't, because Jesus is about to die. But several years ago, as a congregation, we read Mistakes and Miracles. And the text recommended naming our fears, sitting with our pain. As the book said, we cannot do Easter without Good Friday. We need to process the pain and the struggle to realize release and celebration. We cannot get to the mountaintop without passing through the valley. And when we pass through the valley, we can turn to lullabies, comforting songs, and it really doesn't matter what the words are. May I recommend, when you're feeling sad, sing to yourself. When there's no going back, sing to yourself. When you're feeling fragile, when grief, confusion, or despair overwhelm, sing to yourself. When you cannot be comforted, when you're scared to your core because there is an alien in your spaceship, sing to yourself. So looking at the pickle that our country is in now, especially last night, when you're listening to the international news, observing the environment, we can't say, there, it's all right, it isn't. But while we engage with the alien, we can sing, "You are my lucky star." So we're going to have a musical meditation. The words are in your order of service. This is the refrain from a song by Brian Tate. Allow yourself to be rocked as you were rocked as a child, as your ancestors were rocked. Allow yourself to be soothed and reassured. Join me when you're comfortable singing. And if not, just go along for the ride. Make sure I start in the right key, so okay. And feel free to rock if you want. Hold me, rock me, calm and easy. Hold me, rock me, deep and wide. Hold me, rock me in your arms. Oh, I've got a home on the other side. Hold me, rock me, calm and easy. Hold me, rock me, deep and wide. Hold me, rock me in your arms. Oh, I've got a home on the other side. Hold me, rock me, calm and easy. Hold me, rock me, deep and wide. Hold me, rock me in your arms. Oh, I've got a home on the other side. Hold me, rock me, calm and easy. Hold me, rock me, deep and wide. Hold me, rock me in your arms. Oh, I've got a home on the other side. Hold me, rock me, calm and easy. Hold me, rock me, deep and wide. Hold me, rock me in your arms. Oh, I've got a home on the other side. Sweet. Okay, let us extinguish our chalice. Okay. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of unity, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And the closing words are from Langston Hughes. May the rain kiss you. Let the rain beat upon your head with silver liquid drops. Let the rain sing you a lullaby. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. Okay.
Thank you.
Blessed be.
Thank you. Thank you.